What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. I'm your host, Showtime. Please make sure you follow us on all social medias at Showtime Sanders. Thank you guys for watching. Today, we are going to talk about two things. All right, the first one's going to be extremely quick. It is about, I don't know how, but Lamar Odom is doing another celebrity boxing match. If you guys don't know, you should YouTube it. He fought Aaron Carter, two former crackheads fighting each other for money. And it was as funny as you probably think it was. It was extremely funny, and it was a very bad mismatch, obviously. I'm gonna blame Jake Paul and Logan Paul because now he's fighting somebody else. And actually, I can't blame Jake Paul and Logan Paul because they didn't even go this far. Well, no, Logan Paul did. I'm sorry, he fought Floyd. But now Lamar Odom is somehow boxing Riddick Bow. Now here, let me make this clear for people who don't know. Riddick Bow is a former heavyweight champion, and he's not like one of those former heavyweight champions that was in a very bad era or heavyweight champion that won like the Who the Hell Cares belt. He was the real heavyweight champion of the world. He beat Evander Holyfield. And he's in the era with the Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson's, and the Evander Holyfield. And at one point, he was the best in the world. Somehow, I don't know how this is legitimate. I don't know how this is sanctioned. I don't even know how this is legal. Like legit, I don't know why they thought. I think maybe because they was like, oh, Lamar's a crackhead. He can handle this. This is not the way to go. This is not the fight to make. I feel really bad for Lamar, and it hasn't even happened yet. He's going to get knocked the hell out. Like, there's no other way to go about this. Riddick Bow is legit insane. He legit does punch hard. And, I mean, it doesn't matter how old and washed he could be. This man has been boxing his whole entire life. He has a whole boxing gym in Maryland. So, I mean, you really... Good luck. Good luck, Melmar. I'm going to be praying for you. I hope that he just hits you in the body and not in the face because you could literally die. Somebody can die from this. I don't understand how this is legal. Hopefully they're wearing headgears and he's wearing the headgear because this might be a highlight reel KO. But let's talk about some real fights because that's just asinine. I don't know how this is functional and happening. But yeah, so the real fight that we're talking about is UFC 265. UFC 265 is the card of a disaster. Unfortunately, they didn't really have anyone available, so they had to create an interim heavyweight belt because Francis literally just won his belt like 4 months ago. So now they're somehow creating a fake belt because they need to sell tickets. And unfortunately, Amanda Nunes is not a star attraction. And then she got COVID. Your co-main event is out. And in reality, that was going to be an ass whooping. So she need to be happy. Now, I'm not talking about Amanda Nunes, obviously. Like, Amanda Nunes is going to wash anybody she fights at that division for the time being. That's just what's going to be. They just delayed the ass whooping. She's going to get that ass whooping in a couple months whenever, she feels better and wants to fight again. So now, I will say, I'm one of the few people that is not as upset about the card as everybody else. The main card, in my opinion, is very interesting. There's a lot of good fights on there. A lot of people aren't going to be happy because they aren't the most important fights or the most relevant fights. And there's not really any title fights. In reality, there's no title fights. Let's keep it 100. Francis is the champion. There is no real interim champion. So it's just a really good card. It will be a good fight night card. But I don't care. I like fights. So let's go ahead and break down the fights. The first fight I want to talk about is going to be Michael Chiesa and Vicente Luque. That's a very interesting fight in the welterweight division. In reality, we can be talking about people who are going to fight for the title next year. And possibly, no, not this year because Usman's already booked. So yeah, next year. So possible people that's going to be fighting for the belt next year. Michael Chiesa is on a 4-fight win streak. He's beaten and submitted Carlos Condit. Diego Sanchez is not that impressive, but he did beat him. He also beat Neil Magny. So he has some really good wins in his in the welterweight division. Vicente Luque has been on a tear lately. Since he lost the Wonder Boy, man, he's been fighting great. And what he did to Tyron Woodley, we haven't seen before. In the UFC, at least, as far as knocking him out and then submitting him. Like we haven't seen that. We've seen people just beat the hell out of him for 5 rounds, but we never seen nobody really finish Tyron like that. And we already know what Vicente game is, man. Sprawl and brawl, bro. Like, he's going to defend your takedowns, and he's going to punch a lot. And he's going to take a lot of punches, but he don't care because he has a really good chin. Michael Chiesa, we already know the game plan. Game plan is to wear on you, to take you down, just put my weight on you and possibly get a rear naked choke. Um, it- on paper, this is a bad matchup for Vicente. I'm a big Vicente fan, and I hope that he wins honestly because he just puts on nothing but exciting fights. And I do believe, and I love this story. Let me calm down. Okay, it's interesting because both these guys are tough fighters. They both came from the Ultimate Fighter. Um, both have great stories. Like for instance, Vicente wasn't even supposed to be a part of the show. He was a fill-in, and then came in and put on a hell of a show to the point that Dana was like, "Oh, we have to sign this guy. He has potential." And now he's rising up to it. Michael Chiesa was a guy. I believe he lost his father, and it was a very sad situation. He ended up winning the whole tournament. And like I said, both had great stories. They're both are good guys, and you root for both of them. You can't hate either or. If I had a prediction on what I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna say second round knockout by my boy Vicente Luque. I think he's going to catch him with a mean flurry of punches, and it's going to put Michael Chiesa, because I do think Vicente is going to wear him out, and to the point that he's going to be able to defend these takedowns, and Michael Chiesa is a liability on his feet. So, yeah, I'm going to put my money on Vicente. Next fight I want to talk about and break down is going to be Tecia Torres fighting Angela Hill. Angela Hill is my favorite. She is from PG County, Maryland. That's where I'm from as well. So I always root for Angela Hill. These girls were on the same exact show on Tough. I mean, it's not show. The same exact season on Tough. Angela Hill, I think, had like 2 pro fights. And Tecia Torres was champion, I think, at one point. Either she was champion or she fought for the belt or something like that. But she was definitely more established. Now it's a little bit more even. Both these girls they believe are on like a 1 fight. Like, it's not a streak. They just won their last fight. And they both need wins desperately. We have fighting number 10 versus number 12. Tecia Torres, she's an all-around good fighter. She can get takedowns. She's very, very technical with her striking. She's quick. She's strong. And we all know, the biggest issue with her, she's not much of a finisher. But she's going to put on a hell of a flurry, and she has great cardio. Angela Hill, she also has really good cardio. Her game plan is a lot simpler. Like, she just defends takedowns, and she wants to punch and kick and knee. That's it. She doesn't have knockout power either. She does finish people, but it's not with 1 punch. And she like I said, she's more of a Nate Diaz. She likes to flurry. She likes a lot of punches. They'll wear you down and then eventually get the finish. How do I see it going? I normally like to go with the well-rounded person, which is Tecia Torres. I do believe she has more tools to be able to win, but I'm actually going to go Angela Hill. And the reason why I'm going to go Angela Hill is I believe that Angela Hill is going to pressure her, and she's going to overwhelm her with her pace and strikes. And I don't think Ticia's going to have much of an answer. And I don't believe Tecia Torres is as good as taking people down as a Carla, or somebody that can literally take Angela Hill down effortlessly. So I do believe that she'll be able to defend the takedowns and be able to pick her apart on the feet, because not too many people can stand with Angela Hill. My next fight I want to break down will be Jose Aldo fighting Pedro. My man Pedro. Pedro has never been finished, never been knocked out. We already know Jose Aldo, he just won his last fight. Actually, both these guys are on 1 fight. They won their last fight as well, but then they were on losing streaks. Jose Aldo's a little iffy with his losing streak, because some of the fights, some people think he's won some of those, and whereas in Pedro, he lost. Like, it is what it is. But they're both coming off wins, and this is gonna be a banger, yo. Like, both these guys strike, and that's what we're gonna see. And it doesn't matter even if they didn't strike. You're not taking Jose Aldo down. I don't know. I've not seen a person ever take Jose down easy, and if they did take him down, he got right back up. So, like I said, it's gonna be a stand-up fight whether Pedro wanted it or not. How do I see the fight going? I'm going to go Jose with the unanimous decision. When it comes to a 3-round fight, Jose's still tough to beat. He's still one of the best in the world. And I do think that Jose's going to throw some heavy leg kicks. I think that when it comes to the boxing, his head movement is still phenomenal, man. He's still a hard guy to punch. As long as Jose doesn't get into a brawl and Jose doesn't try to gun for the knockout to gas himself out in 1 round, I think he'll pick him apart, and I think he'll get a unanimous decision unless he hit a wall. He's completely washed. And now the main event, the reason we're all there. Excellent fight, by the way. I'm okay with the fight being made. I don't agree with the interim belt. Cyril Gane, we already know, is undefeated. He's well-rounded. He got great takedowns, great submissions, great striking. He just doesn't knock people out like everybody wants in the heavyweight division. Derrick Lewis has gotten better. And his game plans have been better. His fight styles have been better. He's just been better. And we all know he has the touch of God in his hands. Like I said touch of God, the touch of death in his hands. He touches you, you go to sleep. Simple and plain. He's not the most technical guy. He doesn't have the greatest cardio. Like, you can literally say a lot of bad things about him, but he has the equalizer, which is his power shot. I personally still think Gana's going to go cruise to an easy win. I think he's just too technical for Derrick Lewis. People say, well, it's hard to run away from that power for 25 minutes, but we can't sit here and act like Derrick Lewis has never lost a unanimous decision before. It's happened plenty of times. I actually can see Gan even submitting him, getting a takedown and getting a submission. I'm only going to say no just for the simple fact that Derrick Lewis seems to have gotten better with his takedown defense, and I've seen that in his last fight to kind of make me say, he's not, unless you're like a DC kind of wrestler, I don't really think you're going to take him down now. But I still think he picks him apart on the feet and cruises to an easy unanimous decision. And if there is a finish, it's going to be, in my opinion, once again, it's going to be Gan. I think Gan's going to submit him. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think he'll just get the submission. I think maybe he'll rock him, and then, or maybe he does get the takedown. But I do believe that there's a gap on the ground game, and Derrick Lewis would get submitted. Some people might also say Derrick Lewis doesn't get submitted like that. I mean, DC submitted him. So if DC could submit, why would Cyril Gann not be able to? Especially when you see Gann doing heel hooks. Like, go ahead and keep sleeping on him. But I am excited for whoever wins to fight Francis Ngannou. That's going to be a very fun fight. And I can't wait to see it. But that's my predictions. That's what I'm going with. You tell me who you think is going to win. And we can put some money on it. What's up? Hit me at Showtime Sanders, all social medias. I'm ready for a bet. What's good? But thank you guys for watching. As always, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you comment and all that good stuff. This is Showtime's Fight Forum. I'm your boy Showtime. Be blessed.